Rolling, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and... So, alam mo na gagawin mo, ha? You good? You good? Actor's cue?
Okay na, Direk.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, and... Layer, good?
Good.
3, 2, 1, and... Rolling sound. And action.
Jessica. Sorry, Lay?
Lay. Kaya, ang good with Jessica.
Cut! Ano ba? Pangalan lang yung malas.
Kasama si improv yung Direk.
Okay, okay. Isa pa, isa pa.
Kasi playboy ako eh.
Guys, anong oras na?
Playboy ako.
Yan
Yan, kasama talaga.
Nakalimutan yung
Playboy ako.
Ba't ka pumasok, sir? Kasi tuloy pa eh. Sige, rolling. Sige. Sige, tatap natin. Sige, ganito. Okay, ready na kayo?
Ready na, Direk.
Lay, ready?
Ready.
Okay, sige. Stand by. Rolling in 5, 4, 3, 2, and action.
Alam mo kung bakit kita pinatawag dito ngayon.
Bakit?
Gusto ko na makipag-break sa'yo.
Excuse me? Why?
Well, I don't think it's working out. It's not you, it's me.
Really?
Alam mo yun, marami akong iniisip ngayon, finals ko pa.
Okay, so what are we going to say to the fans?
Well, we can play it out a little bit for a couple of months and then we'll just talk by then. Are you okay with
Do you think I have
that?
time for months?
I don't know. You're the only one that thinks about these people.
I'm as busy as you.
Here we go again. You know what my real problem with you is?
Okay, tell me.
Your nails.
Really?
Oo.
Anong gusto mong gawin ko?
Yung nails mo represents our relationship. Don't you
Okay,
know
tell me
that? When
about it.
when people see your nails,
Uh-huh.
they see how broken we are.
How broken we are or how broken you think of me?
How broken we are. You're not understanding me.
And cut! Okay, okay.
Wow! Bravo! Grabe ang hugot! Bravo to our director and to our actor
Thank you.
and to our student assistant, Lee.
Thank you, Lay.
Grabe, future actress.
Ay, grabe
Direk,
yun.
Frosh
dito
pa
ka,
lang yun.
dito ka,
Frosh
oh.
pa lang.
Ang
Sir,
galing!
sir.
Honored to have on Decades La Salle.
Yay!
Direk, Dom Zapata, one of the country's premier TV and film directors, and of course, si Juancho Triviño. Kilala ba natin siya? My God! Akala ko wala kang buhok. Well, Padre Salvi
Meron
sa
na.
Maria Clara
Yeah,
at
meron na.
Ibarra. Welcome to LaSalle.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back to LaSalle. Kamusta na kayo?
Okay, una ka.
Well, I'm good. We're doing a project right now, kaya medyo busy. Pero overall, can't complain.
Oh my goodness, both of you really made time for the LaSalle University community.
Dasal to eh.
Well, maliban sa
Never
Lasal
say
to,
no.
para sa inyo, Sir Rico, gagawa talaga.
Ayan.
Pag Sir Rico, he's on.
Grabe. How long has it been, Direk, since you've been back in these hallowed walls of De La Salle
Nag-usap
University?
nga kami ni Edwin, like, figure mo, 2011 yata kami. And I felt that was recent na, parang 2011.
13 years.
Oo, but before 2011, siguro, baka parang 1991, parang ganun.
So much has changed, no?
Sobra.
Over the past
Oo.
13 years. Ikaw naman, you know, Juancho, nabasa ko yung resume mo, yung CV mo. I love your hard work and perseverance. You entered LaSalle in 2009 and you graduated in 2022. Di ba? You left LaSalle, you had your showbiz career, and then came back. What made you come back when you already had a very successful show business career?
Well, if you think about it that way, 2009 and 2022, it will sound weird kasi parang 13
Para sa akin.
13 years ako nag-college,
Oo.
but it was during the pandemic kaya na-postpone yung graduation ko
Oo.
and I couldn't take classes during that time. So a lot of those things were happening. But I actually started in De La Salle Canlubang, which was a branch of LaSalle before. Now, De La Salle University Science and Technology Complex. 2009. And I was actually classmates with si Alden, si
Akala-
Richard
okay.
Folkerson.
Si Richard Folkerson.
Richard
Si Alden
Folkerson.
Richards.
Yeah, we were classmates for 2 years, and then he left early to pursue his career na. And then tumigil na rin ako after a year. And then ganun din, same path, commercial modeling, and then I got into GMA last part of 2012. And then when I was, working already, I decided to take a leave of absence sa LaSalle Canlubang. I promised my mom during that time na okay na, since nagtatrabaho na ako, I can pay for what you started in college. And it took a while, siguro mga after 3 years. I had different motivations to go back to school, pero number one, I wanted to do it for my parents kasi syempre pinundar nila from my preschool up until this point, and I wanted to give that back to them. So I went back around 2017, but enrolled here na sa LaSalle TAF.
Okay.
Para mas madaling maka in and out sa work.
And there's nothing like, hindi ba, Direk Dom, of having an education. You can really have a showbiz career, you're in the click lights, the spotlights, you're a superstar. But when all is said and done, fallback is your education.
Palagi ko mahirap rin kasi parang hanging out. And I've mentioned it to a lot of the people I work with, mga artista. No? Na kahit yung sobrang successful na sila, sabi ko, pursue nyo yun. Kasi yung baka yun na yung pinaka-superficial pa lang na dahilan. You're in a room with everyone and you're doing really great in life. Pero deep inside you, baka meron kang insecurity knowing na ako lang yung walang natapos dito.
Oo. Hindi ko pa nakuha yung diploma ko.
Hindi ko pa so you might want to get that out of the way. And in the process of parang gusto mo nga makuha yung degree mo, I promise you may matututunan ka. Kasi like, yung pag-aaral naman sa eskwela, it's not really just about yung what you learn academically. Like for example, meron pa rin tayo ditong the bane of my existence before, may stat 101 kami noon. Nagbumagsak ako dun eh. Sa stat. Binagsak ako ni Miss Subido eh. Hindi pala, Act 2A. Pero nahirapan kasi. Binagsak nga ako nun. Pero yung mga
accounting.
Accounting ka na, yung mga math na yan, di ba? Parang mahirap. Pero kahit hindi mo siya gamitin per se sa buhay, but you will learn something na, ang mga bagay may proseso.
Yeah.
It's not really about the numbers, pero understanding may mga proseso ang numbers, yung mga bagay-bagay before you get to a solution.
And you learn from failures.
Yeah.
Hindi
Yeah.
ba?
Yeah.
Juancho, Direk,
Yeah.
you fail, but in the end, when you graduate, it's what you make of your life and your career.
Yung diskarte mo. No?
Oh, yung diskarte.
Yung diskarte.
Di ba? Ikaw naman, Juancho, how were you able to balance academics? You were here already in LaSalle TAF, 2017, all the way up until 2022. Of course, yung pandemya, but how were you able to balance showbiz and academics?
Well, the reason why it took that long was because I had to talk to yung management ko and tell them, hindi ako mag-a-accept ng work ng Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday because yun yung schedule ng LaSalle, di ba? Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday. So, sinabi ko sa kanila, I made a conscious effort to tell them na hindi ako tatanggap ng work during these days. And during that time kasi, I was working with Unang Hirit, yung morning show. And what would happen was, during Tuesdays and Thursdays, hindi ako pwedeng lumayo. Nandito lang ako around the area so I can make it back to my 9:30 class, 9 o'clock, 9:30 class. And then, yun, it was a lot of scheduling. Very tricky yun.
Ano load mo?
No, maganda yun.
9 to 4:30.
9 to 4:30.
Yeah,
So,
nice.
unang hirit ka, meron
9 to
kang
4:30.
out of broadcast, mga
Yeah.
live reporting,
Yeah.
di ba? So, malapit ka lang dito sa campus.
Malapit lang ako dito sa campus.
Oo.
And may mga times na kung matitsempohan na medyo malayo ako, dumidiretso ako dito sa school, dala-dala ko yung unan ko, dala-dala ko yung kumot ko, at yung bag kong malaki nasa classroom ako, and wala pang tulog. Pumupunta ako dun sa canteen dito sa LS building to buy yung instant coffee so that I can make it out. Accounting also, I don't know if yung prof ko si Menake, medyo kailangan mo talagang tumutok dun kung hindi, kailangan mo mag-effort.
Especially accounting, hindi ba? Dom, kailangan accounting talaga, o stat, kailangan talagang tutukan yan.
At saka hindi mo makuha sa bola-bola
Hindi mo makukuha kasi it's all in the numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Ikaw man, hindi kita makuha sa bola-bola.
Mababalanse mo yan sa ledger up to the last centavo.
Correct.
Hindi ba? Pero alam mo, si Direk Dom is a double degree
Oh, yeah.
major dito sa LaSalle University. Hindi ba?
Maganda yung double degree na bigyan nila ng LaSalle kasi parang yung pampasaya ng magulang.
Liacom. Hindi ba?
Pampasaya ng magulang. Yung liya mo para sa'yo.
Para
yung
sa'yo.
com para sa magulang mo. Tapos
What kind of student were you? Direk Dom.
Well, you tell
Masipag
me.
ka ba?
You tell me. Si Sir Rico kasi, sa teacher ko siya noon. So I saw him sa burol ng mom yata ni Mel, ng wife mo. No? Parang something like that.
Yes.
Or
My
like a
late
memorial
mother-in-law.
service.
Ayaw kong kausapin. Mababa kasi ang grade na binigay.
Hindi lang yun. Sabi niya sa akin, mga una palang approach niya sa akin, hindi mo na naaalala to, kaya ako magre-refresh ng
Nako.
memory mo. Yung maong ko may butas, hindi po kasi po ko galing sa yayamaning pamilya. Yung butas sa maong ko po, hindi po sa yun. Tsaka ganyan lang, paano naging fashion statement yun. Yung ganyan lang unti-unting
Dati
lumalaki.
ngayon lalaki ng mga
Sabi ba naman sa akin, ano yan? Pauso? Yan ba pauso mo ngayon? Mga sabi. Tapos ito pa, nakakwento ko na sa
Nako,
inyo lahat.
grabe, re-reveal talaga yung
Tapos
aking,
sabi ni sir sa akin, sige, sino dito mga nanonood ng TV? TV pa nun kasi broadcasting, introduction to broadcasting, sabi niya. Kaya ano pinapanood niya? Mr. Zapata, ikaw ano pinapanood mo? Naalala mo pa sabi ko, ano favorite mong show? Isip ako, Todas. Hindi nyo alam yung Todas. Parang ano yan, imagine niya parang medyo SNL na Tito Vic and Joey, pero it wasn't even them who were funny, sila Spanky, Rigor, mga ibang tao.
toilet humor.
Medyo ganon. Kita mo hanggang ngayon yung parang iniisip mo
Ano pero yun ang term ngayon para dyan?
Let's just call it Pinoy humor.
Ayun, Pinoy
yeah.
Ang sabi pa naman, ayan, klase, nakikita nyo na kung ano yung intellectual level nitong Mr. Zapata, na yun lang yung kaya niyang ma-appreciate. Sabi ko, okay, ayariin ako nito. Hindi, pero alam ko naman, personal lang niya yun noon. Sa totoong buhay, he's worse. Joke.
Pero, look where you are right now. One of the premier television
And thanks to the
directors.
university.
Thanks to the university. Ikaw naman, Juancho, what kind of student were you? Talagang, were you grade conscious?
No.
Would you always talk to the teacher and ask questions?
Siguro it varied kasi when I was starting out, syempre just like any other na yung regular na estudyante, may pagkapilyo ako noon Pero nung ako na yung nagbabayad ng tuition ko, ibang usapan na siya. Na nakikinig na talaga ako and siguro having the experience of working already, medyo nag-iba na talaga yung perspective ko na dati tagal na tagal talaga ako sa 1 hour and 30 minutes. Ngayon, yung 1 hour and 30 minutes parang kulang pa for me.
Balik tayo.
Pwede naman, masters.
Ikaw, Direk, when you enter the Com Arts program, ano ba talagang plano mo after college? Did you really want to be a
Actually,
director, an actor?
Ang ganda ng tanong mo kasi sobrang relate ako dyan. Kasi nung pumasok ako sa LaSalle, ganito, para lang pwede ko ba i-backtrack ng konti?
Pwede.
Wala kasi ako wala yung family namin, wala naman talagang means na makapag-aral ako sa LaSalle. I came from Don Bosco, Makati. We don't come from a rich family by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, ang brother ko, first year niya sa Mapua siya Kasi, nothing against Mapua, pero yun yung, parang yun rin yung afford ng family. Tapos, but my lola died mga 2 years, 3 years before I graduated high school. Tapos may naiwan siyang konting pera. So sabi ng mami, kung ano man yung naiwan ng lola, pang-education niya yan. So, sinet aside niya. Tapos, ano yung gusto niya pumasok na school. So parang to a certain extent, parang nagkaroon ako ng scholarship from my lola. Tapos nakapag-aral ako. So pagpasok ko dito sa LaSalle, Liacom, parang yun yung uso nun. Liacom.
Di ba double degree?
Double degree, di ba?
Meron mga ibang
Napakadali.
graduates dito naman, double com.
Comcom.
Or
May
double
Comcom
LIA.
nun. Correct. May double LIA. Ba nun wala pa It's Comcom or Liacom. So pagpasok ko, sabi ko, di ba, first year, wala pa tayong wala pang mga, hindi ka pa nag-major. Isipin mo pa.
Black ka
Nasabi ko, wala talaga. Ako po'y taong walang pangarap. Wala akong ambisyon. Tapos nalaman, ano ba yung usap? Com Arts. Ano yung Com Arts? Hindi ko alam kung yung Com Arts. Ayun ko, basta mahirap yun. Mahal lahat. Gusto pumasok doon. 800 applicants, ang papasa 80.
Oo.
Or 1,000 applicants.
Meron pang test, hindi ba?
Oo, ganun. May ganun pa.
Current
Current events.
Sabi ko, doon ako. Gusto ko yun. Kung ano man yun. Hindi ko alam talaga kung ano yung Com Arts. Tapos kala ko parang baka literature. Basta gusto ko yung mahirap. Doon ako sa mahirap. Tapos ayun, nakapasok. Tapos hindi ko nga alam eh. Hindi ko alam kung... Pero nakatulong sa akin yung teachers like you. Hindi kita binobola or ginagago. Kahit si Sir Ai, magpayo.
My professor as well.
Oo, kasi feeling ko ikaw, ginawa mo yung persona niya. In the absence of I that time, kailangan merong isang terror talaga. So yun yung ginagawa mo noon. Pero nung yung ginawa niyo sa amin is para maintindihan niyo, hindi madali yung mundo sa labas.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Kailangan mong ano eh.
No, because sinasabi rin nila, if you take up mass comm or communication arts, it's also the easy way out, hindi ba? Instead of taking up psychology,
Yeah.
applied math, the
Humanities.
other LIA
Yeah.
subjects. Pero hindi. Because it also requires a lot of technical expertise. You're in the dark room making photos, hindi ba? You're in the production house, editing materials.
Nandiyan.
So it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Pero ikaw, Juancho, saan ka nag-hangout dito sa campus? Pebble washer ka ba?
Wow.
College
No.
canteen?
May
Hindi,
pebble wash ba ng panahon niya?
Ano
May
yung pebble wash?
Di yan.
Iba na yun.
Iba na yun, no?
Aristo nga ako, aristocrat.
Ako kasi, when I was studying here in Taft na, in and out na ako sa class. So pagkatapos ng klase
ka
ko,
na.
maalis na ako. Kasi ang laki ng age difference namin ng mga classmates ko. Parang kasal na ako, na-invite pa lang ako sa debut ng mga classmates ko. Kaya wala talaga akong, parang common ground with them. So after my class, kung may iintayin man ako, I would hang out with my gagawa ng homework dito sa Henry C. Pero other than that, hindi, umuwi na lang ako kaagad.
Yeah. But it is really admirable, no? Because especially when you have a career, right? Direk Dom. And then you're studying, and then you already have a family and kids.
Yeah.
My gosh, your focus should be on your responsibilities outside of school. Ikaw, alam ko, social ka. Saan ka pa nag-hangout dito sa campus?
Hindi. Social mga kaibigan. Aristo noon, aristocrat. Sa labas.
That's right.
Sa tables tawag
that's
nila, sa labas
underneath
aristocrat.
the school chapel.
Yes,
Right?
yes. Oo.
Bakit ka nandun sa aristocrat?
Nandun yung magaganda eh. Natsyempo lang.
And do you still remember your student number?
8703868.
Goodness. Batch 87,
Yes.
year of entry.
Yeah.
Ikaw naman, Dom, do you still remember your student number?
1097385. 2009.
Globe ba yun? Honestly.
Yun ang number ni Juan.
Pero iba na ngayon. 123. Yun na yung ID number ngayon.
123 daw.
So, what do you think of the Lasallian education? Because, of course, there are other top universities that we could have been admitted to. What do you think of the education? And did the education really help you in the real world?
Ako sa totoo lang, nung nagsimula kami mag-work, doon ko nalaman kung gaano kaiba yung atin. Kasi I was working with an Ateneo, si Christina Pexon pa nga, naalala mo si Christina Pexon? Ateneo yun. And so we were all like...
Kasama ko yan sa Business Today.
Right,
Sa morning business
mga segment
program.
producers kami. Kami, parang 2 years na siya nagtatrabaho or 1 year. Tapos kami, parang angat na angat tayo eh. Sa kaalaman at saka sa diskarte, medyo may guy lang ang mga palagay ko mga taga LaSalle. Tsaka yun nga,
Street smart, no?
Street smart.
Hindi lang smart
Oo.
sa classroom,
Yeah.
but also street smart in real life. Magandang combination yan,
Oo.
IQ and EQ.
Super. Kaya nung there was a time like maybe a couple of years after I graduated, in-invite ako na magturo. Parang by all means kasi alam mo nakakatulong ka eh. So given a chance to teach, tapos may oras ako. Ginawan ko ng oras na ngayon, parang hirap talaga eh. Pero kung meron akong trimester na medyo maluwag-luwag, magtuturo ako eh. Kailangan makatulong. I have to give back.
Oo, okay. Turo ka dito, especially with all the best practices, that you've learned in the industry. How long have you been now with GMA?
Maybe 26 27 years.
27 years. Oh, so basically your whole career.
Yeah, pretty
Your whole
much.
career. Oo. Ikaw naman, Juancho, did the Lasallian education, its core values really help you?
Oh, yeah.
As an actor, as a family man, no?
A lot. Actually, may isang article that went out just recently na #1 college of business ang LaSalle.
Oh, yes. Oo.
And I'm really thankful for that. It's especially yung mga ganun, mga terror na prof. I've had that
Kasali
also. Na yung kwento ko na si Menahe before, yung accounting prof ko, na super effort talaga ako, pero 1.5 lang ako. And what we had to do was what we had to do, I don't know if
Four?
Oh, wow!
for sa UP.
Buti nga hindi uno eh.
For sa UP. Baliktad.
Baliktad.
Anyway, si Prof. Minahe, what he would require us to do is to submit lahat ng notes na tinitake down namin. I don't know if you did that as well. Pero lahat, binibigyan niya kami time to take down notes, and then after end of the trimester, sinasabit namin, tapos gigrade niya yung notes na ginawa namin to discourage yung mga absent or talagang kung may natutunan ka, etc. So it's that attention to detail na na-apply ko in my businesses, in my career also, na it's not about, hindi mo makukuha ng home run ka agad yung mga bagay-bagay. It's all about these maliliit na bagay na ginagawa mo every day that will make an impact overall. So I think yung practice na yun that I got from my professors, na-apply ko sa even being a father to my kids, na it's hindi lang siya big picture stuff. It's every day, every minute decision.
That's a good thing that you mentioned, no? That you will also remember the professors that not only gave you high grades, but also the mid grades.
Yeah.
Hindi ba? And the kind of impact
Lesson
that they will
learned.
have in your life. Ikaw naman, Direk Dom, I mean, out of college, your first break, as we've been talking about, was Channel 7.
First big one, yeah.
First big one. How was it entering the TV industry?
Kasi
Was it challenging?
I come from a generation kasi na parang trabaho lang. No offense again to yung mga Gen Y, ganyan. Yung millennials, ganyan.
Gen X tayo eh.
Gen X tayo eh. Parang trabaho ka lang eh. Parang kung magreklamo, kung nahihirapan ka, tama lang yan. Kasi nagpalaki sa atin, mga galing nung gera, lumaki nung gera yan eh. So wala tong ginagawa. Parang pagod ka, ganun talaga yung trabaho eh. Kasi kung may magbabayad naman sa'yo na para matulog, yun ang ginawa ko eh. Kaya nga walang gumagawa ng mahirap na trabaho kasi mahirap. Kaya ka binabayaran. Pero kung may magbabayad sa akin na matutulog lang. So yun yung magigets mo sa school na parang kailangan ma-challenge ka. And if ako nga right now, when I do TV shows, when I do any projects, kapag hindi ako nahihirapan, I worry. I worry kasi parang wala akong bagong binibigay. But ako, I'm just using my old tricks. So, kailangan nahihirapan ako because that's how you push the envelope. That's what ang turo ng LaSalle, yung no room for mediocrity in this school. So, ganun yan. You still get to apply that all your life kapag na-embed na sino.
And that's not only as a director, but also as an actor, hindi ba, Juancho? You always have to challenge yourself. You cannot always be in a comfortable space. You have to challenge yourself with different roles.
Yeah, definitely. Lahat ng sinabi ni Direk Dom, naniniwala rin ako doon dito sa specific field ko rin.
Pero sinasabi rin nila, pag artista ka, you also live the glamorous life. Totoo ba yan?
Well, on camera. Pero hindi nila alam kung ano yung nangyayari after takes. Kasi syempre, we play around with our emotions and that's not for everybody. Diba? Kailangan higher din yung understanding mo on how where you place yung energies na pinuput out namin.
And not everyone can be an actor, hindi ba?
Yeah.
You have to have both IQ and EQ
And on
to
demand.
be able to immerse yourself into the role.
Oh yeah, on demand pati.
Tsaka hindi lang kasi personal acting kasi, it's more than just you. It's also about playing with everybody's energies on the set.
Yeah.
Kapag yung ibang eksena mo, ito yung binibigay mo sa akin energy. Okay, sige, iba ibibigay ko sa'yo. Kung hindi parang walang nangyayari, parang pare-pareho lang ginagawa.
Ikaw ba, Direk, disciplinarian ka sa set? Or because we are working with Juancho, Triviño, mga superstars, you say, okay, ito lang po, ito, hindi mo sila pinapagalitan. To bring out the best How do you bring out the best from actors and actresses?
Iba-iba sa kanila, iba talagang kikilalanin mo, iba gentle ka, ibang ganun. Siguro that's the advantage of yung generation before where yung hindi tayo ma-social media, we actually interact in person. So you get a feel for everyone and makikita mo what works for them and what doesn't work for them kasi iba-iba talaga. Kaya I'd encourage everyone to interact more in person, di ba? Because you'll be able to use
And
that.
alam mo naman, if the actor or the actress is really giving his 150% on the set, alam mo rin yung tamad-tamad, mga primadonna.
Oo. Kasi lalo pa naman sa directing and even acting, and it's really a lot about human behavior, more than just the technical aspect of directing. Ganyan. Kasali talaga yun dun eh. Essential yun.
Ikaw ba, Juancho, have you worked with Direk? And
Not
Direk,
yet,
have
not
you
yet,
worked
no?
with
Nang
Juancho?
hindi buo eh, no? Parang
Ay, bakit?
guesting ganun.
Not yet.
Bakit
not
naman?
yet.
Hindi nila pinagsasama yung mga lasalistas.
I like
Baka man
that.
lumalakas masyado kami.
Para capture the audience ng lahat ng mga schools.
Wait,
Yeah, not
ikaw ba, have you already, would you say, worked in your dream role? Or are there still other roles that you still want to portray?
I don't know eh. Hindi ko alam. At this point in my career, I don't know what my dream role is na hindi ko pa nagagawa. Pero lahat naman ng role ko, to the best of my ability, kapag binibigay sa akin talaga, minamahal ko talaga siya ng buong buo. As cliche as that may sound. Pero ako talaga personally, I give it my 100%. For example, yung last na project ko that kind of rejuvenated my career, yung si
Padre
Salvi.
Salvi, grabe.
Did you
You
know?
were hated.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, madalas ko na siyang kinikwento sa mga podcast like this, na I accepted that role because it was an obligation na sa contract ko.
Oo.
And I couldn't,
But you didn't naman feel that you would be stereotyped as a kontrabida.
No, I actually mas concerned ako dun sa look ko eh. Kasi hindi, di ba, parang unang tinanong nga
Yung
sa akin
prosthetics, no?
kung kaya ko daw kalbuhin talaga yung ulo ko. And basically nawalan ako ng choice nun. But when I really looked into ano yung gagawin namin, and during what we were doing already, it moved me and I loved the character so much na it transcended on screen.
And until now, do people call you in the streets,
Oh, yeah.
Padre Salvi? Hindi na Juancho, they know you lang as Padre Salvi.
Yeah, kausap ko nga si Joyce no, the other days. Well, tinatanong ko sa kanya, do you think it would ever die? Hindi niya daw alam kasi parang the guy that played Chandler would always be Chandler. Kung gano'n ka intense yung naging effect niya sa community. So, I don't know. Parang
Well, that teleserye was monumental, and I was really very lucky to have interviewed Juancho on my program because it was difficult also to get guests from other networks to guest in other networks, right?
yeah,
Oo. Pero ikaw naman, Direk Dom, have you already done your dream project?
I think I'm currently doing it
Are you
now.
Can you tell us more about it?
Um,
Why? If you can't really reveal, what's it all
naman.
about?
Pwede ko ba ikwento? Medyo mapapahaba eh. Pero
kwento mo direct.
Na-meet mo ba si Mekoy Kyoge?
Huh?
Na-meet mo si Mekoy
Yes,
Kyoge?
I did.
Okay.
He has passed on.
Kilala niyo pala to. Nandun sa burol lang, sa memorial service. Edit nyo na lang, kasi dati, pag tatanungin ng estudyante, marami sa mga ganito, Direk, what's your dream project? I'm like, wala. Like you. Pag binigyan mo ka ng project, I really find myself immersing myself into it. And then I fall in love with it. I honestly fall in love with the project. Pero yung para sabi mo sa akin, meron ka hinahanap na project. Sabi, wala eh. Until I met, nalaman ko yung story ni Mr. Kyoge. Mr. Kyoge used to work for GMA and he's an old man. He's gone now. Pero sabi niya, before he passed away, he granted like an interview. Tapos, sorry kung mapahaba, kwento ko lang.
Okay.
Tapos, an article, sabi niya, this is what happened to me during the Second World War. Tapos, sabi niya, I never told anyone about it kasi it was too painful for me. Ano ginawa niya? Sabi niya, nung liberation na, nagwawala na yung mga Hapon, tsaka yung mga Korean soldiers of war. Yung sinasaksak na yung mga tao, binabato yung mga bata. I'm sure you've heard of those, yung mga accounts na gano'n. Buhat-buhat siya ng mami niya dito, 5 years old. Tapos nahila yung anak niya dito, na yung kapatid niya dito. Mga 9 years old. Siya 5, mas bata siya. Tumatakbo sila, pinapatay lahat. Nadapa yung kapatid niya. Yung nadapa, nabitawan ng nanay. Yung babalikan nanay, pinagsasaksak niya yung kapatid niya. Tumatakbo sila papunta dito
Ribol.
sa dump truck. Nagtatalo ng mga Pilipino, unti-unti nang umaalis. So nagtatalo ng mga Pilipino, ang dami nang namatay sa likod. Nung malapit na, nahahagis na siya ng nanay niya. Sinaksak siya sa likod, yung nanay niya sa likod, bumagsak. Hindi siya nakasakay. Tapos nakita, pinapatay na yung nanay niya. Tapos at the very last minute, at the very last second, biglang umangat siya, a kid, hindi niya kilala. Binato siya ganun. Maybe about 9 years old, maybe 5 years older than him. Tapos nung pagbato sa kanya, pinapatay na rin yung bata. A stranger. So yun ang huling image niya, yung nanay niya, yung bata.
He was saved.
Tapos sinave siya na. Tapos sabi niya, ayun, kaya sakit-sakit sa akin. And then, back to real life, present day, in an event, may lumapit sa kanya matanda. Sabi sa kanya, Mr. Kyoge, I read your article. Thank you so much for sharing that. It touched my life. It made me feel less alone because I had all my horror stories as well.
Yeah.
Sabi niya, oh, you're welcome. Sabi niya, but Mr. Kyoge, can I show you something? Sabi naman ito ng guy. Oh, what's that? He had stab wounds. He was the kid. He survived. So I felt like, shit, that's just one story. So iyak na iyak si Mr. Kyoge. That's just one story. And I felt like, I have to tell these stories because these stories are just gonna die
And
after
this
this
is the
generation.
plot of
It's
the teleserie that you're currently filming.
yeah, so it'll be a lot of stories and anecdotes. Now we will put into one show. So it will be peppered with those, some real accounts. Baka hindi namin mapangalanan. So ayun, it's called Pulang Araw. That's coming out mga July, June.
Well, I'll be looking forward to that. And we all know we are in a generation, Direk Dom, Juancho, of the social media. And they basically dictate
Yeah.
our lives,
Yeah.
stories,
Yeah.
films, or teleseries that have to be on the silver screen or on television.
Yeah.
For you, I mean, you're seen on television almost a daily basis. There are people who like you, there are people who don't like you. How do you deal with toxic fans?
Well, number one, I think blessing in disguise na na-hack yung Twitter ko. Kasi people are ruthless on Twitter. Not so much on Instagram and on Facebook. But during the time of Maria Clara, we weren't receiving as much hate. But magkakaroon pa rin ng some. How I deal with it, siguro, I don't know different when I come to think of it right now. Depende rin sa oras. Kasi minsan pwede akong sumagot sarcastically kasi baka bored ako or pwede ko rin
So
naman.
sumasagot ka?
Yeah, pero alam mo yun, parang fun na sagot lang, hindi naman masyadong seryoso.
Playful.
Yeah, playful. Pero more often than not, I don't check as much, lalo na kung may masasamang nasasabi sila. Kasi alam ko mabilis din ako ma-hurt.
Sensitive.
Dahil artista ako na kailangan aware ako dun sa emotions ko. Pero basically, what I value the most are the criticism that na galing sa mga people that are important to me.
People
My
who
director,
matter.
syempre my wife, my bosses, yung management ko. As long as they're telling me na honest sila na okay kami sa ginagawa mo, that's what I'll listen to.
Ikaw naman, Direk Dom, you've done so many projects. You receive positive and negative remarks on the projects that you do. How do you deal with bashers, let's say, of the teleseries that you've directed?
May wala ako sa social media.
Wala ka sa yeah, I mean, feedback.
2020 lang ako nagkaroon ng smartphone Naka-Nokia ako all these years.
2.0, 2.5.
Tapos at saka wala talaga, hanggang ngayon wala pa rin ako social media. Pero kapag may ganun, paano
Dead
ba? Dead ma lang. Kasi meron lang parang I'm task-oriented ako Parang gawin ko ng tama yung trabaho ko. Of course, hindi rin naman ako yung magbubulag-bulagan kapag feeling ko, tama naman yung Pero you get to a point na kahit naapektuhan ka, you finifilter mo pa rin kung ano yung hayaan mong makaka-apekto sa'yo at saka hindi.
That's true. Hindi ba? I mean, we can't live our lives around social media.
Lalo pa nga,
during
lahat
our
gagaling.
time, ako, batch 84, batch 87, wala pang ang selfie dun Wala pang
Wala
smartphones. Hindi nga kami nagdadala ng camera dito unless we use the cameras in the communication arts department. That's why wala tayong pictures from that.
Hindi, tsaka we
decade.
don't even come from a generation where may picture ka, tapos for everyone to see, di ba parang hindi, ba't yung lalabas picture? Parang yung picture mo para sa akin lang yun di ba, noong panahon natin.
Alam mo, a lot of Lasallians are watching us right now through this Decades La Salle podcast. Ikaw, Juancho, for those who want to enter show business, what would be your advice to them?
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Yes.
Bakit are you sure?
Buti nga nasa...
Hindi ba?
Kala ko sabihin mo, wag na lang.
I mean, all the glitz, all the glamour, all the trappings of show business.
Yeah. How do I put it? Na siguro magfo-focus na ako sa slightly positives of the industry.
Bakit marami bang chismis, marites?
And then just like with any
Yes.
industry,
Correct.
di ba? Just like with any industry, it comes with the price. Yung glitz and glamour na yun, may mga kapalit yun of siguro toxicity.
Oh yeah.
And, it's like, trading something for something. Sila na mag-isip din ng kung ano. But basically, it's really not for everybody. Number one, kung artista ka, kung actor ka, and if you want to be a good one, that's what I'm trying to tell my wife right now. Hindi ko gustong personally mag-artista yung mga anak ko kasi madaling mag-fall into a trance of baka mabaliw ka kasi because of all the emotions you're activating na hindi
The
naman
peaks and
ginagawa
valleys, hindi ba?
Yeah.
One time you're on top, the next time you're down. No projects.
Yeah, and well, not only that, pati yung what you're doing
Oo.
'Di ba? Because of your profession that you have to have access dito sa mga painful, joyful or kung anong mga memories in your life that you have to basically put out. And that will affect you, 'di ba? Yung mental health mo baka hindi masyadong maganda doon.
So, kung hindi ka actor, what would you be if you were not an actor? What would you have wanted to be?
A businessman.
A businessman.
That's
Entrepreneur.
Why, entrepreneur.
Kaya meron kang business. Food business?
Not anymore. I moved on from that. I have a mobile car wash
Okay.
business right now and also an online fitness platform. Pero that's for another podcast.
Pangalawang guest daw.
Yan ang gusto ko because I used to have in my previous job a segment called Celebrities in Business. And a lot of people really like that segment because we just don't talk about show business,
Yes.
about what your projects, but also being an entrepreneur and what lessons you've learned
Yeah.
from being an entrepreneur. Ikaw naman, Adom, if you were not a famous director, what would have been your profession?
Parang may joy sa pagtuturo. There was a gratification na
What,
sure
teaching
nararamdaman.
in broad, Radipro,
Nagturo
Telepro?
Turo ako ng photography,
Accounting,
gano'n.
photography.
Yung parang may natututunan sila. Baka gano'n kasi nanay ko rin nagtuturo dati. She was a music teacher. Or maybe just like a wildlife photographer. Maybe that. Pero magastos yun eh. Doon na lang ako sa pagtuturo para mas marami ka pa nagagawang kabutihan.
Ayan, giving back to the Lasallian community. Naku, I will be your student.
Wow,
I will learn
talaga?
how to direct.
Oh, buti na lang hindi ako bumabawi. Hindi ako mahilig bumawi.
Walang revenge, no?
And now, Juancho, Direk Dom, we have a question from a student who wants to learn more from their alumni. For Direk Dom, the industry is very saturated with content. What do you keep? How do you keep that fire and passion burning over the last close to 3 decades in the industry?
You have to keep on learning. Aral ako ng aral on my own. Wala naman akong chance kasi.
Never ending, di ba?
Never ending kasi ang dami. Maiiwanan ka ng mundo eh. Everyone's just moving forward. If you just stay where you are, tapos yun pa rin yung kaya mong gawin, wala mapag-iiwanan ka. The whole world is just moving, growing. You have to grow with them. Dapat nga nauuna ka eh.
Yeah.
It also makes you a bad teacher kapag hindi ka, if you're not learning. Kasi magtitipid ka eh. Alam mong, pag tinuro ko sa mga estudyante ko to, tapos may iwanan ako eh. Pero ako, confident ako. Sige, tuturo. By the time matapos tayo sa course na to, naturo ko na sa inyo lahat at di ako natatakot na maagawan niyo akong trabaho kasi hindi rin akong papaiwan sa inyo. Mag-aaral pa rin ako.
Yeah.
So, baka.
Always be ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Continue to
Yeah.
be creative and innovative.
Yeah.
Di ba?
No,
In our profession.
Yeah, doon ka rin magkakaroon talaga ng passion. Parang gusto kong magawa yun. Pag may pinanood ka, ganda nun, sana ako nakaisip ng ganong idea. So every time ganon ka na rin.
That's good. No, we always challenge ourselves.
Yeah.
Yun, iba, we're never contented with what we've already accomplished despite all the achievements and awards that both of you have won. For Juancho, what is your advice to students who are struggling as working students, both academics and working at the same time?
Keep at it. It's really a temporal situation that you're currently in. Siguro, yun nga, maikli lang naman yung isang term ng LaSalle, di ba? Parang 3 months lang. Pero moving forward, if you're having problems with your current status of working, etc., siguro yung next term, pwede kang mag-take on a lighter load to balance your schedule even more para optimal ang mapapakita mo sa trabaho mo, optimal rin ang mapapakita mo sa classes mo. It's all about that. Yung schedule management is very important.
And now, we have a question from a Lasallian scholar. Her name is Kiana Encarnacion. Juancho, Direk Dom, let's listen to this.
Hello po, Direk Dominic Zapata. I grew up watching your work from Alumni, Captain Formal, and also Mr. Juancho Triviño. I really enjoyed Magaclara and Nabaya, especially your portrayal of Padre Salvi, and I believe that you were really an essential addition to the show. So first things first, I would like to introduce myself. I am Kiana Encarnacion, a third-year communication arts student here at LaSalle University, and I aspire to become a part of the entertainment industry too, someday. So proceeding to my question, I just want to ask the both of you, since you both work in the entertainment industry, about how you choose the projects that you want to work at. Like, what are the factors that you should consider, and what is a big no when you're considering a project? And lastly, have you ever taken a project before that was against your morals? And if so, how were you able to work around it? Thank you.
Ayan, Direk Dom, briefly,
Sige.
for these questions. Sige, umpisahan natin. Yung tanong niya, yung sa
Choosing
projects.
a project, to be completely honest, hindi ako namimili ng project. Pero, except for this one pala. Ito pala hiningi ko. For the very first time in my career, hiningi ko yung show. Pero, ano yung isa niyang
The
question?
second one, yeah, well, I think you answered
parang
both,
yung
no?
yung parang red flag,
You would take on the projects, and there was not one project that you did not like.
Siguro ang red flag ko lang, parang ano yung term niya doon? Yung hindi ko siguro tatanggapin, kung masyado madali. Bigyan niyo ako ng mahirap. Doon na lang, hindi naman sa pagano.
Challenging.
Doon na lang ako sa mahirap. Doon na ako, hindi ako marunong gumawa ng hindi mahirap.
Tignan mo, kahit ang dami-dami mong projects at nahihirapan ka, wala ka pang isang puting buhok.
Meron dito, may dyan.
Natatago sa gel. Ikaw naman, Juancho.
Siguro ako, yun nga, my morals, iba kasi kapag artista and director siguro. Siguro in my case, we really have to filter the projects that we take in. Make sure, syempre at the end of the day, business pa rin siya. So if it's aligned with, you know, the packaging or the branding that you want to portray dito sa industry na to, we'll take it. And if it's aligned with the career path na gusto namin i-take, yun, okay siya. Have I accepted a project that doesn't, yung sa morals ko, doesn't align with my morals? Yes, I did not feel good about it. And lesson learned, hindi ko nagagawin ulit. So basically, yeah.
I know we're all Lasallians, no? We are meant for others. But would you accept R-rated films, to act in an R-rated film or a sexy movie?
I don't want to act in an R.
No, ikaw, direct. Because we have seen a lot of actors now and directors who we never thought would be in these kinds of films, directing and acting in them. Would you? An R-rated or even borderline X?
Ito, nagkwentuhan nga kami. Nung first time ako gumawa ng pelikula kay Mother Lily sa Regal. She wanted me to sign a contract na parang I don't know how many picture contract yun. Sabi ko lang, sige po, pero okay naman ako, pero pwede po ba pakilagay na hindi po ako gagawa ng R-rated? Kala nila joke. Sabi ko, hindi po una, taong simbahan po kay serve in Baclaran Church. Choir pa rin ako all my life. Yun ang kinamulatan ko. Hindi rin maiintindihan ng magulang ko yun, sabi ko. At saka marami mga ibang gustong gumawa, wag na lang po ako. Yun lang sinabi.
Ikaw naman, Juancho.
No.
Have you been approached?
Well,
Not for a role.
well, I've hindi naman super R-rated, but I've done daring projects. Pero ngayon, at this point in my life, yung mantra ko is that kapag pinanood ba ng anak ko to, magiging proud siya sa akin.
Yes. Pag-isipan mo, di ba?
pag-iisipan.
The future when your kids grow up. Because when you film these
there
kinds
forever.
of themes, it's immortalized. You're right, Director. It is immortalized. All right. Thank you so much to Kiana and Encarnacion. Thank you, LaSalle, for your continuous effort in supporting our scholars and our students through the program Lasallian Giving. And to our dear alumni who also want to leave a legacy and strengthen our Animo spirit. You can also support DLSU through its several projects and campaigns. We have our scholarship programs through the Lasallian Legacy Fund. We also have projects to support our athletes through the Sports Animo Fund. And we also give opportunities to students to harness their creativity through the Seats for the Arts Fund. You can also help build the faith of the Lasallian community by donating to the Santuario de la Salle, located on DLSU's Laguna campus. The Santuario de la Salle is the first sanctuary built in honor of our founder, St. John Baptist de la Salle. And for more info, you may email edwin.reyes@dlsu.edu.ph or advancement@dlsu.edu.ph. All right. As a final parting shot, gentlemen, I have a question here. What is the most interesting or most ridiculous myth you've heard about us, Lasallians? Ikaw na muna. Sosyal, mayabang,
Yun.
ayan,
Yung-
entitled.
Siguro yung social. Siguro yung social. Siguro yun yung pinaka...
Hindi smart
May ganun ba?
or smart Alec.
Pero sabi nila yun yung social. Yun talaga hindi ko...
Social, di ba?
Oo.
Yung laging may magandang kotse na dinadrive.
Hindi lagi. Kailan na lang.
Ako kasi nag-LRT tsaka nagbabas eh.
Oo. Ako rin nun. LRT ako talaga.
Yung ba?
LRT ako nun.
Ikaw naman, Juancho.
Nag-LRT
Myths.
din ako.
Di ba?
Myth.
Mga
myth.
myths about LaSalle na hindi totoo.
Well, pinagkikentuhan namin ni Direk Dom kanina to. Yung mas later generations of another rival school. Medyo, marami silang mga nasasabi about LaSalle na hindi na siya masyadong adamant ngayon. Pero I've heard yun nga, kapag di ka pumasa dito sa school na to, ito yung second option. I don't think that's true.
Mali yun.
Maling-mali yun.
Maling-mali yun.
Hindi totoo yun kasi pumasa ako sa Ateneo, hindi ko naman...
Ako rin.
Oo.
Pumasa rin ako sa
I went to the
UP,
better school.
Ateneo. But we went
to the better
all
school.
saw the light.
Yeah.
The green light.
The green
That's why
light.
we move forward.
Yeah, ang galing.
Pag
Galing.
red, hinto ka eh. That's where you
Mabibilib
stop.
ako kung ngayon mo lang naisip yan. Pero guys, support natin yung yung mga fund kasi ang laking bagay niya sa mga scholars.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here kung I didn't get my Lasallian education na hindi ko rin naman makukuha sana kung hindi na tiyempo lang yung pagkamatay ng lola ko noon. So sana we could give more opportunities to more people kasi diba, kung meron kang chance tumulong ka anyway.
That's right. There are a lot of intelligent, hardworking people, but do not have the means that would like to be part of the Lasallian education.
Yeah.
Diba? So, lastly, please complete the sentence, gentlemen. This is what you have to say. I am a Lasallian, of course, I am blank. Ayan. Umpisahan natin kay Direk Tom Zapata.
Sheesh. I am a Lasallian because I am and will never be mediocre.
Yes.
Supreme. Ikaw naman, Juancho.
Ang lalim nun sa'yo, Direk. Ang naisip ko, I am a Lasallian and I am
Of course.
Chinoy.
Ha?
Chinoy ka ba?
Okay.
No.
Ano?
I am a Lasallian and I go to Happy Thursdays. To network.
Oo.
To network.
On that note, maraming salamat.
Thank you, sir.
Animo,
Thank you, Prof.
Animo
Thank you.
LaSalle.
Thank you, Prof.
To Direk, Dominic, Zapata, my student in 1987.
88 siguro.
88, 87. Oh, 88. That's
nag-major
right.
na ako ng
88. And of course, Padre Salvi himself from Maracrat Ibarra, a rising star, an established star in Philippine film and television. Juancho Triviño.
Thank you,
Maraming salamat.
Thank you, sir.
Hail,
Hail,
alma mater.
Hail to Ito sabi Edwin Reyes eh.
Ang dami natin natutunan from both Direk Dom and Juancho for this episode of Decades La Salle. Maraming salamat. Animo LaSalle, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Rico Hizon. I'll see you in the next episode of Decades La Salle Season 2. Thank you for joining us.
Decades La Salle would like to thank our sponsors.